Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you once again for coming and hanging out with us. And as always, we like to set the tone of the space. We want you to come in a space of love and kindness and gratitude. There's a lot going on in the world, and for the next few minutes, we want to give you some information, some joy, some levity.
And have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Again, thank you. And just want to remind you that if you like our chats, which we hope you do, you're going to hit that thumb icon. And you won't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new.
Yes.
And hit the bell notification, because even though you do subscribe, that does not mean you'll get notifications. You have to hit that icon.
Yes.
All right. We like to start off by talking about what tea we're drinking if you're new to our channel.
Yes.
And today we're drinking a tea called apple pie chai.
Yes.
And it says, what does it say? It says, celebrate. I was trying to read it.
Celebrate tiny.
Celebrate our home herb tea.
Yes.
And you can read what it's all about with the ingredients.
And we'll give you the ingredients. So we have organic cinnamon, organic red rooibos, organic ginger root, natural flavors, organic licorice root, organic cardamom seed, organic nutmeg, and organic cloves. Now, doesn't that just sound like what you put into a good apple pie?
Chai.
Yes.
That has the chai in it, which is why it's got all the cardamom and the cloves.
That's right, to give you the chai, and it's got everything like the nutmeg for the apple pie. And because a friend of mine that she makes her own chai tea.
Yeah.
And she goes, people who put, allspice and nutmeg, that is not real chai. Yeah. So that's why I said
And you shouldn't say chai tea. They get annoyed when you say chai tea. It should be chai.
Just chai.
Yeah. So we're going to give it a try.
Yes.
Let's smell. Let's smell it first.
Good. Okay.
That does smell really well. It smells strong even before you actually steep it.
Yeah. It smells amazing.
Well, we can't take it and dunk it more because it doesn't have like a little string.
Yes. I'm going to give us some stirs.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. It tastes just like it smells.
It does.
It does. It really does.
The only thing that would make this better if Rosetta and I were in Monterey Carmel sitting on lawn chairs under umbrellas drinking this tea on a patio. Not on the ocean, it's too cold, but like on the room with a balcony.
Very nice.
This would be very, very nice.
That is good.
All right, so let's get our party started. I forgot my little 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So we wanted to start off by letting you know today is National Boston Cream Pie Day. So if you're still fortunate enough to have a pie bakery still open, we used to have like Marie Callender's on every other corner, and
Marie Callender's and Baker Square.
Yes, and now we have one Marie Callender's in Sunnyvale. I don't think there's any more.
I don't know if there's another one. I think they're all closed down.
I think they've all closed.
They're all shut.
But it's really cool because they used to have a really good Boston cream pie. So find you one today and enjoy.
And if you can't find one today, make up for it and have it sometime this week.
Yes, because it's so worth it. So as we shared with you last week, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And like Rosetta and I told you, make sure you go and get your test. Well, there is a, you know how Kim Kardashian has Skim?
Yes.
Okay. So one of her models, her name is Olivia Munm. So she was good. She did her regular test. She got her mammogram. And life is always interesting. If you're a good person and in the good space, good things come to you. So she goes to see her doctor, and the doctor says to her, I don't know, I think I want to run a couple more tests. Ran the test and found out she had an aggressive cancer in both of her breasts. Both.
Wow.
Had to go through a mass mastectomy because they had to remove them both. And, she is at the childbearing ages. Right. And once again, we need to make sure we keep women's services, because it was, at the time, it was able to, her and her husband had to do is to harvest her eggs, use IVF to make sure that they're good and they're viable. So even though she is going through this traumatic situation, she has 2 beautiful baby girls. So my point here is, even if you get a mammogram, you still got to have a good conscious doctor and technician to read those results. Because if they had just gone by a standard mammogram, she never would have known she had cancer until it would have been too late. Way too late.
Yeah.
So make sure you continue to get all of your testing done. So as always, when we start, we send our thoughts and prayers out to the universe. There's all kinds of things that are going on, and we just want to make sure that in your daily life, be kind, be courteous. We promise you will get more with honey than with vinegar. That's what my grandmother used to always say when I was a little girl.
Good.
I know.
Like that.
She'd be like, more with honey, less with vinegar. And I was like, yeah, because who wants vinegar? So you know how we always tell you what our theme of the month or whatever. Our theme of the year is our children. Our children, bless their little hearts, are going through so much right now. This is a very chaotic world. And so one of the things that we always try and do is sensitize parents. Take the devices from your children. Look at your children's devices. What are they looking at? What are they reading? So one of the things that Rosetta and I were talking about is there is a new group of individuals called Gen Alpha. But what I want to do is kind of help you figure out, where am I? So silent generation, 1928 to 1945. Baby boomers are from 1946 to 1964. Gen X is 1965 to 1980. Millennials are 1981 to 1996. Gen Z is 1997 to 2012. And this new category that we're talking about, Gen Alpha, because they're saying, we got to Z, we're going to start over, is somewhere in early 2010s to mid 2020. So it could be
20, I thought it was 24.
Yeah, well, they're just saying, it's somewhere in between if you had to put like a specific date, because it's continued to evolve as children have gravitated to that. Now, we're going to share with you some of the things that means when you're talking to a Gen Alpha.
Yes, so before we get to quickly, I want to talk about some of the highlights of Gen Alpha and what their pros are of being a Gen Alpha, because I did my little research here, and it says they have more brand influencers and purchasing power, the Gen Alphas, and they shape the social media landscape and are a popular culture influencer and emerging consumers.
Yeah.
And they are the most, and I believe the most tech savvy generation ever, because they start when they're 1 year old.
Yes. As soon as they can focus, they're ready for devices. And and unfortunately, because life is so chaotic for parents, they use some of these devices as babysitters.
Yes, which is not that great.
So try not to do that if you can. Understood. Try something different. Yeah. Take a big piece of paper and a pencil and let them just doodle. Now the thing is, you have to teach them though only on the paper or you'll come home and they'll be doodling on the walls,
Exactly.
which I learned the hard way. However, I wanted him to, I wanted to see my baby's creativity in it. And then I was like, no, not the wall.
Yep. And they are going to be enjoying a longer lifespan than any other previous generation. They will stay in education longer. And Gen Alphas are more likely to stay at home or live at home into their late 20s.
Yeah. And the other thing about the Gen Alphas, which I find is just very interesting, when we worked in the corporate world, if your job requirement was for you to work 8 to 5, you just went to work 8 to 5. Gen Alpha is like, well, I don't feel like coming to work today. And they don't go. When they say to them, your job, the only reason your job and you were hired remote was due to a pandemic.
Okay.
That is over.
Well,
that's
that
us.
would be Gen Z then.
Gen Z.
Not the Gen.
Oh, that's right. That's what I meant. Sorry, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
So Gen Z, not Alpha. Alphas are only 14, 12 to 14. That's their cap. So they're still babies in school.
Gen Z or Gen Millennials.
Yes, but they just feel like they don't have to abide by the rules and regulations. And one of the things that I found that's interesting is somewhere in these companies, they're finally engaging their brains and they're like, well, if you don't come to work, maybe somebody else will come to work.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, but this is because the Gen Alphas have been growing up and are children of some of the millennials.
Yes, exactly. Some of the Gen Ys, and often they say younger siblings of the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
So they're learning from.
Yeah, they're watching.
Yeah, they're watching. So we gotta restructure it and go back to times when we did work a full 8 hours.
Yes.
And did you know that I'm really old and I'm getting kind of scared because Gen Alpha have come out with their own lingo, slang words, which I don't know anything about. And it's very sad because usually you would get some kind of slang word and I would try and decipher it from the root word.
Right.
But in this kind of situation, the root word means nothing. It's nothing to what the meaning is.
Yeah, so let's share something and we can show you.
Well, we can share some because there is a song and some of the lines from it says, sticking out your gout for the rizzer. That's one of the lines.
Yeah.
You're so skibbity, you're so funum tax, I just want to be your Sigma. Freaking come here. That's the only line I know. Freaking come here. Give me your Ohio. Now, who understands what that means?
Yes. If you do, decipher it down below in the comments because we would love to know what you think. Now, we looked up the words, so we can tell you what some of the words mean. However, even the content and the flow of the words do not make any sense.
Doesn't even mean like sticking out your gut. G-Y-A-T. What does that mean? It's butt.
Yeah.
Sticking out your butt. And then what is for the Rizzler? What is a Rizzy? Rizzler. It's a charismatic person.
Yes.
See, I wouldn't have even known that because I would have said, what is the root word is Riz.
Yes.
So what does Riz mean?
Yes.
I don't even know what Riz means anyway.
Yes.
And then you had some other words, right? That you were...
Oh, well, the skip...
Oh, there's the skibbities.
Yes.
Skibbity. What did that mean?
Skibbity meant it's good. And I'm like, skibbity. Or non-skibbity, which means you're not good. And I thought, if someone would say, you're skibbity, and I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Skibbity.
I don't even know what that means.
I would say, you know what they said to me? What? Skibbity doo dah? Skibbity day?
Yeah. It's like, no, I don't want to.
My oh my, what a wonderful day.
There you go. That's more my timeline. You know?
That's me. And then they have one called Delulu. What does that mean?
Yes.
It means delusional.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, you're Delulu.
You're Delulu. You're all the way Delulu. So we were just playing around with this, and a lot of it is to just sensitize you to when your children are talking. You know, I was telling Rosetta when we were young, we had Pig Latin, and we would just sit in front of our parents and talk, and they didn't know what we were saying. However, it was still based on the English language. I don't know what this is based on. So parents, it's my understanding that there are YouTube videos that will break it down and explain it to you, so that if you have someone that's between the ages of 12 and 14, you will be able to have a conversation with them.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I still wouldn't know about that.
I know it's not one of those things where it's like, well, I'll try.
It's like learning another language here.
Yeah.
It's not like when we were back in the days in the 80s, because I grew up in the 80s, would say, oh, that's so bad.
Yeah.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. It's like
No.
just a whole new language.
Whole new slang.
Yeah.
But we'll continue to look into it. All right. So, have you been checking out Dancing with the Stars?
Dancing with the Stars. Okay,
Yes.
well, we have 2 weeks to talk about,
Yes,
because we
we do.
skipped last week. So
Yes.
you want to talk about the previous week, Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
It was dedicated to, so they had to decide who are they going to dedicate their dance to
dance
that
to.
week.
Yeah.
And the one that stood out to me was Dwight Howard and Danielle, because he dedicated it to his, was it 5 children? He has 5 children, right?
Yes.
Dwight Howard, and all 5 showed up on the show. And I think because he dedicated, he was kind of nervous.
Yes.
So they said, they made a comment to him. They said, when you get nervous, we see that you do a lot of bopping up and down.
Right.
And afterwards, you see how this week, they recap about how they did last week.
Right.
And Daniel goes, yes, you bob up and down. And he thinks, I'm getting too anxious because I don't like to fail. So his thing is, he doesn't want to upset anyone. He doesn't want to fail. He wants to do his best. So he said, maybe because my children were there and stuff. But this week, it was good.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. What did he do this week? He did.
So this week he did, let's see.
He did
what
a
they
tango.
Did.
To
So
When Can I See You Again? From the movie.
Yeah, I have it down here. Where did I put Dwight?
Yeah.
Okay, he did a tango.
Yeah, that's what
And
I said.
you know what? I could not find, because I kept rewinding it, what the movie was. They did not say the
Wreck-It
movie.
Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes, that's what it was.
You know what? I saw that on the screen, Sugar Rush, and
Yes.
I know that movie, but I couldn't figure out the name of the movie.
Yeah,
so they
Wreck-It-
did a jazz to that movie.
Yes, yes.
And they did a really good job. He redeemed
Yes.
himself. He
Yes, he
redeemed
did.
himself.
I love when, they do something and the judges tell them you need to do blah blah blah, and they do it, and then the judges recognize,
Yes.
you heard us and you did it.
Yes, and they listen. At least
Yes.
they listen.
Yes.
Yeah. So, last week it was very. I always like when they do touching dedications to certain people. What
Yes.
really stood out was Derek and Haley's dance.
Oh my God.
That was just. I was like crying watching it.
Because of her health recovery. The fact that she got really, really sick really, really fast. And for her, I tell you, one of the things about Derek is he's an amazing dancer. He's an amazing choreographer. However, when he dances with his wife, it becomes more deep to me. I mean, the way they look at each other and the connections are just, I'm like you, I was sobbing.
I was so, and then the fact that even because Julianne Hough is
His
his
sister.
sister, and she was there in the hospital
Yeah.
when she was going through that whole issue, the
Right.
whole emergency issues and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so touching that, they're so close. Haley and Julianne Hough are so close.
Yes.
But I don't really know, because he just said that she just collapsed.
Right.
So we don't really know what the cause of it was.
Right.
We just know that it was it like a brain aneurysm
It was
or something?
it was something, I know it
along
was
those
very
lines,
serious,
yeah.
and I know it was life-threatening.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but she's an amazing dancer.
Yes, she is.
Amazing dancer. So that was that for me, that was the highlight.
Yes.
Chandler, Kinney, and Brandon, they were
Yes.
always on the top, number
Yes.
1 leaderboard, but they dropped because it seemed like she wasn't, like Carrie Ann wanted her to really give more emotion.
Well, it was a paso doble, and when you do the paso doble, it's all about the hits and the frame. That's what they call it, the frame. And Carrie Ann wasn't
She
having
didn't
it.
feel like she was giving it her all.
Yeah.
Getting down and dirty. That's what
Right.
she said.
I know.
She needs to dig deeper.
Dig deeper.
Dig deeper. That's what she said. So,
and I like Stephen and Riley.
Yeah.
They did the Charleston.
Yeah.
To A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
That was, and of course, it's from the movie Hercules. So that was really cool.
Yes. So last week, the people that were out was Gleb and Brooks.
Yes.
Brooks was the swimsuit model, right?
Yes.
I thought she did pretty well. I was
Yeah.
surprised that she was out because I keep thinking Dwight and Danielle are going to be out.
Yeah.
But
because
no.
the difference in their height. But let me tell you, Danielle is doing a great job.
Yeah.
Because even though they critique him, they're still letting Dwight continue to move forward.
Yes. So
Yes.
we have this week, and
Yes.
this week is Walt Disney Week.
Yes.
And every Disney week I love
Yes.
because I feel that the judges, for some reason, they just love this whole week and they feel really like, oh, this is such a sweet
It's
week.
a happy week.
We can't,
We can't be mean and nasty.
So no one got, a lot of people got 8s.
Yeah.
Like 3 8s.
Yeah.
So they got 24, the score. So a lot of them were like that. So they were all tied for the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. And one that I really liked was, I kind of liked Jen Tran and Sasha's one. She was Little Mermaid.
Yes.
She did the rumba. She was Ariel in Little
Yes.
Mermaid. I didn't think Joey did Tarzan, and I thought he could
Yeah.
have been a bit more jungle-like.
Yeah, he was, to me, you know how sometimes what they call it is you get in your head. And I thought he got in his head like 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't flowy.
He was thinking too much.
Yeah, he was in his head. And I think I think it was because it was something different and he didn't feel as comfortable.
Right.
But if he had just relaxed a little bit, I think it would have been better.
Yeah, I do as well. And then Chandler and Brandon,
Yes.
they did a comeback because they did to Zombies 2, which she was in. I have not seen that movie.
Me neither.
And they did a Paso Doble, and
Yes.
she did really well. She really wanted,
Yes.
because she got a bit upset from
Yeah.
the remarks they gave last week. And
She wanted them to not have any space for comments this
Right,
week.
so she did really well. She got 27. A lot of them got 24s and 25s, but she got 27.
Yes.
And which other one stood out to me?
Danny and Whitney did a jazz dance to Bye Bye Bye.
Deadpool.
From Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yes.
And I also liked Ilana, the rugby player, with Alan.
Yes.
She did a jazz to Encanto.
Yes.
And she was
Yes.
really good.
I love the
enjoyed
fact
her.
that she's a curvy girl and she's continuing to go forward.
But
I like
after
that.
she was playing the sexy last week,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
She now gets that she can also be strong but sexy.
Mhm.
And she's actually really living up to that.
Yeah.
She's trying to think, well, she's changed her mindset
Yeah.
into how she acts. Because she thought, okay, I'm a rugby player, how can I be sexy?
Yeah.
But she's doing really
because
well.
like she's flipping the guy while the guy is flipping her. And I mean, I understand that could be a little bit confusing.
Yes.
Yes.
And then also this week they had the team dance-offs.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was Team Roar
Yes.
and
And Dwight was that
Dwight
captain.
was the captain of that
Yeah.
one, and Team Goof, Ilona was the captain for that, because
Yes.
the team with the two teams with the lowest scores
Right.
became captains, which is kind of ironic, but then that's what they made it.
I know.
And Team Roar did a Lion King kind of
Yes.
theme,
Yes.
and Team Goofy, what did they do to? They did to
I remembered the Lion King. What was the other one?
it was Team Goof. Was it Goofy?
Maybe that's what it was
It
from
was
the
some Goofy movie or something.
Yeah, it was something like that, but the Lion King I really liked.
I like the Lion King, but
Yes.
they did say, the judges, that they weren't very tight or in sync,
Right.
which is important when you're doing a
Yes.
team dance, because
And that's what the importance is the synchronicity of everybody.
Yes, and I did feel that Phaedra, the comment they
Yes.
said was that when the celebrities were doing their dance, she was the front person, she kept looking back.
Yeah.
And I did notice that.
Yeah,
Was
it
a
was
bit
like she was making.
that was a bit distracting to me.
It was once again in your head, not thinking you got it, not just doing the dance, but making sure where are we? Are the people where they're supposed? Don't worry about what they're doing, honey. You should have focused ahead.
Yeah, so that's so, and then Team Goof did theirs, and I liked theirs.
Yeah.
Because number one, it was upbeat.
Yes.
I loved the song, and number two, they were all in sync.
They were.
And I did like their individual partnership dances.
Yes,
That
they did much.
really-
They did much better. I mean, I like the Lion King song because I like the Lion King. However, Goofy team was
the winner, and
Was
they
the
got
winner.
9 points.
Yeah.
They got all 9s.
Yeah.
Team Roar got all 8s.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand, but I didn't know they were kicking off someone this week. I guess they
Yeah.
did kick off someone
Yeah,
this
because
week.
we're down to what? Danny, Joey, Iana, Chandler, Jen, Dwight, and Stephen.
Yeah, because who got kicked off?
Phaedra.
Phaedra, that's right. Phaedra got kicked off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, the one thing I will say about Phaedra is she worked hard. If it was just her, I think she would have been better. But that team dance was
it
not
kind
good.
of threw her off. I don't think she was as confident as she could have
No.
been. They should have practiced that more. That should have
Yeah.
been something that they really
And they should
concentrated
have
on.
told her, don't worry about what's going on behind you. You do you, girl. You just hit your points. You know the music. You know where you're supposed to go. But there was that, and that wasn't good.
Yeah.
All right. So we hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. We're down to, what is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 stars are left on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we started out with all those couples, and now we're down to 7. And I'm sure, we'll be going down again, and hopefully they won't do another double elimination.
Elimination. I hope not. I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think the beginning weeks they do because they skip 1 week of doing
Yes,
it. That's why
because they don't want everybody to go home so instant. Because we're like, why would you keep that person and not that person? So they want allow us to see what the depth of the person is, and then they start whacking them off.
just whacking.
Oh, all right. So as you all in the United States should know, we're getting ready for November 5th when we will vote for the President of the United States. It's quickly approaching, and we want to give you some little hints. If you do mail-in ballot, you have to make sure, because it's kind of unusual, but here you have to sign the outside of the envelope. So sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not going to put my real signature on it. You have to. What they have is a database, and they verify that signature to what's on file. If they don't match, they throw the ballot out.
And also don't forget on the outside, like she said, sign it, but also a lot of people forget to put their address.
Yes.
Because I've volunteered for the polls before, and I'll tell you, can't believe how many people we have to tell, please fill that out.
Yes. If in doubt, even if you have a mail-in, you can take your envelope and everything to the voting station. And like she said, people there will look at the envelope. They don't look at who you're voting for. They just look at the outside. They make sure it's good, and they will put it in their little slot so it'll be counted.
And did you know also that if you filled out your mail-in ballot and you change your mind and you want to vote in person, you can do that.
Yes.
You just go in and you just turn in the one
Yes.
that you've already filled out, and they will tear it up, and
Yes.
they'll give you a new one that you can vote in person.
Yes, because I'm a mail-in person because I like to vote early. This time I'm mail-in, but I don't know. I might, want to walk it in. We've got all these propositions, and you have to, don't just vote for the high-level president, okay? Vote for judges in your area, Congress people in your area, the school board people. I mean, anything that will affect your child's future, vote for it. So, we've got lots of things here. We have homeless non-housed individuals in California. And there is a proposition to increase housing. So we have to read it to make sure we understand, is this a good thing or is this a not so good thing? Because sometimes builders, what they do is they don't think about where you're going to park your car. How is this new complex going to affect the traffic patterns in that area? They just build. And so we have to have someone who's going to look at all of that. So get involved, start checking it out. Make sure you know everything that's going on and let your voice be heard. Because when I was talking about Olivia earlier, and we're going to put the link so that you can look at it, because she did a timestamp of all the medical things she did and how they never saw the cancer until it was almost too late. One of the things that she was talking about was, for her, the only way her and her husband were able to have their 2 little girls was through IVF. I understand that there are people who don't like abortions and all of that. Understood. I hear my mom in my head saying, well, if you don't like it, then you don't have one. However, that law, the way it is today, will prevent future possible parents from having a child because they won't be able to do IVF. So think about that when you're voting. Don't let all this himity ha-ha, because I don't know about you, I'm oversaturated. I can't wait for us to be over, because I want some of these people to go home, sit down, and shut up. I'm sick of their voices, because they're out and outright lying. They're just lying. And why would you do that? I believe in karma. So you just keep lying and wait and see how life evolves for you. You, as a conscious person, you decide what you want to vote for.
Make your own decisions.
Yes.
And read up about the propositions as well.
Yes.
And what we like to do as a family is we get our ballots out and we sit down and we go through it together, but we also go to different sites to see what other people are
and other communities are leaning towards.
Other communities, what their decision, what they're talking about, and their pros and cons as well, so that we have good idea. Because some of them, the wording can be difficult.
Oh, it's confusing.
Yes.
Last year, we had a ballot item, proposition, where they wanted to increase the gasoline tax. We as citizens said no. Okay? So what they did, sneaky, is that the next time it was time to vote, they rewrote a new proposition and they said, do you want the gas tax again? And of course we all said no. But in the fine lines it said, do you want to go back to the gas tax? So even though we thought we were saying no, hell no, gas tax, we ended up shooting ourselves in the foot, and we got the gas tax instead.
Yeah, you have to read the fine print there.
Yes.
And also some of the wording, because you think that what they're asking, you should say yes, but you say no. Or no, you should say yes. So that's confusing.
Yeah. And we've got like 33, 34, 35 here in Northern California, and it's something like that. Do I say yes? Do I say no? How do I help the unhoused people without creating chaos for all of us?
Yes.
So please let your vote be counted. I was listening to Stephen Colbert, and there was a senator, and he won by 1 vote. One vote. Without that vote, he never would have been elected. He's the one that got sick. He wears the sweat clothes.
Oh yes, he's the one that the last the primaries or something.
Right.
Yes.
1 vote. So your vote can make a difference in the world.
Yes.
Have you been watching The Golden Bachelorette? I know we have. I tell you, the kindness, the respect
the men have for each other.
I mean, the respect they have for each other, the love, when they are sent home or they don't get what they want, they embrace each other. And I love the fact, and this is kind of how I was raised, you know, like, you pay attention. When Joan enters the room, they all stand up, and they don't sit down until she sits down. When she's outside having a conversation, they'll wait until she sits down and they sit down.
Yeah.
They open the doors, they pull out the chairs. Young ladies, you could learn a lot watching this about how a real good man treats a good woman.
And how men nowadays should pay attention as well, because this is what women really want, but they just don't say it.
Yeah.
And I don't care about how it's like, oh, women this is not about like back in the days where men have to open doors and stuff. This is about how men are going to treat you in life.
Yes.
So it's important that they do some of these chivalrous things.
Those are clear signs of how they're going to treat you.
Yes.
So kick it off. What did you think?
I liked it. She did 2 one-on-ones.
Yes.
And the first one she did with Keith in the helicopter.
Yes.
And Keith said that it was very sad because he was wondering whether he really should have been there.
You want me to do last week's first?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead. Do last week's. I'm all jumping ahead.
No. So I'll do last week. She'll do this week. So the part that blew my mind was the striptease.
Oh, yes. The striptease. I
have to talk about that.
Like the Thunder Down Under kind of thing.
So they got male Chippendale dancers to train the group date participants. And when I saw that and I thought, no, this is not going to happen. Okay, this goes to show you what a confident man will do. They said things like, this is what a good woman can get a man to do. So for me, like a lot of people said, why would you have anyone come after Jonathan? Jonathan did a great job as a stripper.
It's like he'd already been doing it.
And he was like, no, it's the first time I ever did it. If I was in charge of Thunder Down Under, I would give him a job.
Yes. Because
he was so cute. And
it helped that he was in very good shape as well.
Absolutely. Because when he went down to the little gold underwear, Pascal was cute, and he was like, I get up and I exercise every day. I take care of my body. And he had the little money gun and he shot money. So that was really cute. Charles, oh my goodness, I was just so impressed. He did like sort of the little Hawaiian. He had like a little Hawaiian hat and a lei and a Hawaiian shirt. And he popped his shirt open. I love that. Choke looked good. He was wearing a tux. And he did his little, routine. And so that was really, really cute. Keith had said that he always wanted to be a Chippendale dancer. So he got to live out one of his bucket list items. So that was kind of cute. Then the one-on-one, the first one was with Jordan. And she took him ice skating. And it was a fake ice skating, but they still put on skates. And he fell. And he went, oh, I think I broke something. And I thought to myself, producers, why would you put him on skates like that? But he appeared to be okay. And Rio Speedway came and they serenaded them. And so they had a really good date and they danced. Her second date was with Guy. And Guy doesn't know nothing about the kitchen. And Joan likes to cook. So she took him into the kitchen so that he could, she likes to cook with her family and have a meal and all of that. When she got there to pick up Jordan for the one-on-one date, Chuck came out to see her. And he wanted to share with her that his mom had passed that morning and he was going to have to leave. And they had a real connection. But she said, I have to be fair to Jordan, so I'm going to shake it off and I'm going to, just kind of go forward with it. And interesting enough, and this is a first for me, Chuck came back.
Yes, he did. He came. I thought, what is he doing back?
I'm sure his family told him,
you better
go back. If this woman means that much to you, your mom, we can take care of whatever we need. And if, you can fly in, we can FaceTime you or whatever. So he came back. And of course, it was another elimination. So she had to let 3 guys go. But I was really sad to see Charles. I really liked Charles.
Charles left. Who else left? It was Keith as well, right?
Yes.
Keith left.
Even though, I wasn't going to say his name until after you do the helicopter ride, because Keith is the one that went on the helicopter ride. She let Keith go this week.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right. So he didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
now
we're on to
this week.
Wow.
Yesterday, Monday.
No, because it was last Wednesday.
That's right.
They only play it on Wednesday.
Yes.
So it was last Wednesday because we do our chats and then it comes on.
Right.
So
we feel crazy because we're a week behind.
Yes. So we did 2. So she had 2 one-on-ones.
Yes.
Keith with the helicopter ride.
Yes.
And they went all over wherever they were staying. Where was it? LA? They're staying
Well,
in
yeah, they lived the mansion that they live in, where the bachelors and bachelorettes stay, is in Southern California.
In Southern
And
California.
they did a flyover.
They did a flyover.
The guys are in the pool. It's so funny. They go, I know that's them. I
And
know
then
it's
they
them.
could see. I couldn't even see them because they were showing. Where's the mansion? And they saw
Yeah.
the mansion from the helicopter, and all the guys waved.
Yes.
The 7 guys waved,
Yes.
and then one of them said, "That should be me up there."
That's right.
But it wasn't. It was Keith up there.
Yes.
And she said that she really likes Keith. He's a really funny guy. She could
Yeah.
see herself with him. He got the first impression rose,
Yes.
but that she felt that there need to be something deeper with him.
Yeah.
So she went with him, but he actually said that no, that was with Keith. Was it?
Well, the reason she picked him for the one-on-one is she wanted to find out what was going on, and unfortunately, the way he said it, I don't know. It just didn't click that he hadn't spoken to his ex-wife for 12 to 13 years.
Oh yeah,
because she had a drug
right.
problem.
Oh, okay, yes, that's
and
right.
so you could see the look on her face because he took the kids. We knew that him and the kids had moved out of the house to an apartment. We didn't know why.
Right. Okay, so that was Keith.
Yes.
And the thing with what I'm thinking with her is that she always is saying that they're such good guys, and she's saying that I really like them, but then she's saying that they need to be deeper and,
Right.
and have a bit more substance. She wants to know if they can get deeper.
And some of that goes back to when Gary came to see her, and he said, you have to be vulnerable and they have to be vulnerable.
Right.
And so I think that makes her stop and wonder, what am I doing, and how do I know this is the one? Because you can see the connections. Like Chuck, you can see that connection. That's pretty deep. However, some of the other ones, you can tell she likes them, but maybe not.
But there's something that she doesn't have that depth or the chemistry with them.
Yeah.
But Chuck, you can tell that she really has
And
both.
she really likes Guy, the doctor.
She really likes Guy.
Yeah.
So the second one-on-one was with Mark.
Yes.
So Mark was the one that actually he kind of said that he really wanted to talk to her a while ago, but he kind of didn't make a good first impression with her.
Right.
And he felt bad and he wanted to make that up. So luckily he was the last one to have a one-on-one, because they'd all had a one-on-one with her. So I'm glad he got the time with her. But they went on a yacht, right?
Right.
And she really wanted to see if he could open up to her. And I just felt that the one-on-one was so boring.
Yes.
It was like, hello, are you going to say anything?
Well, no, I knew he was going home.
Yeah.
I could just tell by his lack of conversation.
Yeah, he doesn't initiate anything. She has to be the one to initiate everything.
And the other guys, like Jonathan, he would put his arms around her and he would, rub her shoulders. Everybody that has been given the chance for a one-on-one, they share. And
right.
Not
and
so
they
much.
really go in depth and they talk about themselves and they ask her questions. But
not so much.
Not so much with him. So I thought, why is she even keeping him around? Because as far along as she is with the other guys, there's no way
there's no connection
that she can make that up in such a short time. Because next week is hometowns.
Yeah.
So that's quite quick.
Yeah, and we have Guy, Pascal, Chuck, and Jordan. I was surprised how Jordan just came in at the last minute and he got one of the final 4.
Because really, the whole season he hasn't really been a standout.
No.
He's been like the underdog.
Yeah. I thought she was going to say Jonathan, and when she said Jordan,
I thought it was going to be Jonathan.
I was like, oh, wow.
But you know what Jonathan said that made me second guess him? Before she gave Jordan the rose, he was saying, I hope that she gives it to me because she makes me feel this and she makes me feel that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking, but if you're trying to swoon a lady,
right?
What are you making her feel?
Yeah.
You're the one that should be doing.
Do you make her smile? Do you make her eyes twinkle?
What are you doing to make her feel special? Not about it's not about how she makes you feel.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that's a plus.
Yes.
But what are you doing to make her
How
feel
do you
special?
reciprocate those feelings?
So that was the thing. I thought that was a bit like one-sided from his,
Yeah.
the way he was talking. She's making me feel like this.
I mean, and he also had a kind of what I call like a haggard thing, whereas he kept saying, I hope she's going to like me. I hope this, I hope that. His confidence was kind of low. It came up. It got better and better as it went along. But like, remember, he didn't want the one-on-one.
Right.
He wanted to go on a group date because he
was the one saying, I'm not sure because I don't want to be let down.
Yeah.
There's
and
too many
then
men.
They go on the individual date. They ride the horses. Everything's wonderful. And I mean, it completely turned around. So I'm going to have to really pay attention to Jordan, because I was surprised. I mean, Pascal, I was like, I'm right there with you.
I like her. I do kind of like Pascal.
Choke, I'm right there with
Yes.
you. And I love that, I can't think of his name now. Before he left, he was showing Pascal how to do his own laundry, how to put the soap in.
Yeah.
That was
I forget
so
his
cute.
name. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but we do have I think 3 very good men.
Yes.
Jordan is a question mark. We'll have
Yeah.
to see what happens.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens in the hometowns.
The hometowns are going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Very interesting.
Yes. So, as you know, the world is going through all kinds of weather changes. And so the most important thing right now is the cleanup for the results of Helene and Milton, the hurricanes. Don't believe what you see on television. If you know somebody in North Carolina or Virginia or Florida or Atlanta, Kentucky, any of the locations that were severely hit, reach out to your people and get the information from them. Like we're telling you about voting. Don't believe all that crap you see on television. That is different algorithms and social issues that it has nothing to do with the truth. So our thoughts and prayers are still with them. We hope that they're going to recover. A lot of the places where they completely lost the whole town, they're saying they're going to rebuild. So that should make people even better and stronger together. All righty. So my name's Gloria Webb Williams. My company is Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural. I'm an all-natural mineral makeup manufacturer. And I just want to have everyone just think about the people that you are blessed to have in your life and you engage with. And be kind, because you never know what someone is going through. Like Choke. When he told the men that his mom had passed, they cried as if they knew her personally.
Yeah.
It's all about love and love connections. And my partner.
Hi, well, I'm Rosetta Chow. If you are returning, you know who I am. But if you're new, I'm Rosetta Chow. I am a certified health coach, educator, and speaker. And when I'm speaking, I'm educating. And I like to partner with individuals and families to help them make healthier choices. It's not just about what we ingest, but it's about our living as well and our well-being, everything we surround ourselves with and do through healthy habits. And I like to do it through mindset, psychology, and behavioral habits that are long-lasting, so that you see health and wellness for a long time, so that you can do the things you love in your golden years. That's what I love to do, and I say your health matters. So thank you, and Rosetta Chow, your certified health coach.
Absolutely. So we want you to know that we're very, very grateful for you watching our videos to the end. We feel the love, because it takes love and commitment to listen to conscious women, because we tell you the truth. We don't sugarcoat it, we don't lie, we just tell you the truth. And we want you to know we feel the love, we send it back to you, mwah, bubbling over.
Yeah, thank you so much, and hopefully you've enjoyed our chat. So if you have, we'd like you to go ahead and hit the thumb icon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification, because we know you're dying to watch our chats whenever they're available.
Yes.
Thank you. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling. Bye.
Take care.